Welcome to another edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Guys and girls, I am a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. If you like all things true crime related from that police perspective, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. Today we're going to just cover this verdict real quick. I've received the most, I'm going to tell you this, the most amount of inquiries on DutyRon.com about if I was ever going to talk about this trial, this defamation lawsuit, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard, Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. It is a couple from Hollywood that is toxic 101. It is two human beings who are just salt and pepper, and it seems to me, the little bit that I looked into this, they didn't get along. Both of them fought at each other. She went after him. He went after her. She's going after him to try to ruin him for his money. Defamation lawsuits back and forth. Domestic violence 101, physically, mentally, emotionally, just a toxic relationship. So Josh, if you can put the Law and Crime Network, they got a direct feed into the courtroom. We're going to leave it like this. We're going to keep the volume low because the commentary that's coming in there, I just really want to cover the verdict for you guys. I think that there's a pretty good chance in my eyes. I haven't really watched most of this, but I think the verdict is going to be favorable towards Johnny Depp. The one thing that I took away from the little bits that I watched of this, and I really didn't watch much, there was a couple of days that there was a lot of theatrics and a lot of laughing moments and embarrassing moments for the courts. You know, you look at couples, like regular couples in America or anywhere, but couples in America go through this on a regular basis. There's not this hoopla. You have Johnny Depp, who's a huge star. You know, he's a Hollywood star. Amber Heard, not so much a huge star, but still out there in the limelight. And the coverage that these two have garnered on TV and in the public is just so tremendous. It's just beyond my belief. You're looking at people who are covering it. Law and Crime Network has over 1.8 million people watching right now. So it's amazing that this is getting so much attention. And I think it's because we have Johnny Depp, who's a huge movie star, Hollywood star, and Amber Heard. You know, toxic relationships exist. This is classic domestic violence. And, you know, most people are Team Johnny. Most people are on the side of Johnny Depp. I can't say that I don't know enough about it to even speak about it. But the things that I did watch, like the psychologist for Amber Heard that came on, that guy himself looked like he could be committed himself to a funny farm. That I watched a little bit of that a week or so ago. It was comical to see it, but you know, folks wanted me to cover this. You know, they wanted me to talk about it. I chose not to, but now that it's at the end of this, you know, some YouTube channels, some people have gained hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Some people have gained 400,000 subscribers by talking about this. You know, to me, it just seemed like it was just more more drama and theatrics than anything, and I chose not to. Here we go.
We have seen crowds growing, supporters, and so forth as we get ready for this verdict to be read. It is about 3 o'clock.
All right, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go, folks.
Yes, all right. Just for everybody in the gallery, reminder that this is a court of law, and regardless of the verdict, I will not tolerate any outbursts whatsoever. Okay? Thank you.
All right, here we go. That is correct, Wallace Pony. 100%.
If I could have the attorney's approach for a moment.
All right, so the microphone is paused. They called up counsel from both sides. The counsel are approaching the bench and they're having a sidebar there with the audio muted. They do that when they're given some instructions and things of that nature that are just amongst the attorneys. So that's pretty common for the judge to just, to give a little bit of instruction to both sides there. That's what you're watching right now. And you got to look at Amber Heard. Johnny Depp did not come in. Some would say that it's a slap in the face that Johnny Depp did not come in from the UK for the conclusion. Taxpayers' money and all of the resources that were used in this trial. Some would argue that it was
all right. Again, you're looking
disrespectful.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I need you to do, I need to give the forms back to you. When you find for a defamatory statement, one or more, you need to fill out the compensatory damages. It has to be at least $1 for compensatory damages and up to whatever you feel the damages should be.
All right, so a little bit of echoing going on there. I don't know if it was on our end.
But back to the deliberation room and do that for me, okay?
I believe it was at the courts, on the court side. So apologies there.
All right, so we'll be in recess till we hear back from them. Don't go too far, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right.
A little bit of a recess here. We'll get a little bit of explanation on this.
Well, just as we were telling you, this could wrap up in just about 10 minutes by 3:10, 3:15. Not so fast. There was a little sidebar going on with the attorneys in the front. Apparently, the jurors didn't fill out the damages section. The judge now sending them back to complete this special verdict form, literally like a worksheet that they need to fill out. They didn't put in the damages. Linda, what do you make of that?
Well, Stacey, it means somebody won this case, that somebody won their defamation claims, right? Now, the fact that they didn't fill out the compensatory damages award, I think may bode well for Johnny Depp. The judge said it has to be at least $1. Usually you see if somebody wins, you have to fill out an award. Either that or somehow they both won, which I don't think is likely. But he was the one that didn't ask for damages, if you recall. He said, I'm not seeking damages. She asked for, I think it was $350,000 damages. So it sounds like someone won. It could be Johnny Depp because the jury may have telegraphed it by not filling out an award for damages. But under the law, at least has to be $1.
There you go.
So maybe they
it's just a formality.
And just figured out we're not awarding damages, so we're going to leave it blank.
That's right. That's what it could sound like.
Now, in the very unlikely event that they just forgot to do that section and they actually did intend for some kind of damages, we had a question from viewers earlier, which is what happens if there's a verdict, say, against Amber Heard and there's a judgment awarded for Johnny Depp and Amber Heard doesn't have that money, whether it's $50 million, whether it's $20 million, whether it's $10 million.
She'll file for bankruptcy.
Money, Linda?
Well, we have that in many civil cases where the person that gets the verdict, they don't have, the defendant doesn't have the money, right? You can pursue her. It could be a claim that follows her around for the rest of her life. With it gets docketed, it gets locked.
Yeah, they'll make a judgment against her.
She could discharge it in bankruptcy, assuming it's against her. We're making a lot of assumptions. Maybe it's against
Josh,
him.
could you pause it for a second?
Who knows?
Just pause the mute, not the. Yeah, thank you. Just the volume. Common in a lot of criminal suits as well, where say somebody causes a lot of damage during the course of a crime. The judge will impose not only the sentence, but the judge will also ask for restitution. And in the case where someone doesn't have a pot to piss in or doesn't have a large amount of money, they will impose a judgment against that person. And that's what Addie, I think her name is, was saying, that they'll attach a judgment if the verdict is in favor of Depp. They'll attach the judgment against Heard, and then she'll have to eventually file for bankruptcy or just say that she can't pay it. So that's a common thing. Like when you have criminals who commit crimes and they damage property and a large amount of money, they impose a judgment against them for the damage of the property, but they don't have a pot to piss in. So they hit them with a judgment. And that's what would happen here. Josh, you could put that volume back on. It would be good.
For at this point.
Thank you.
Again, Amber Heard, as you can see, is there in the courtroom with her attorneys. Johnny Depp is not here. His team having told us that because of prior commitments in the UK, which we know to be shows, he's playing music with Jeff Beck. He will be watching the verdict from the UK. So who knows? Maybe he's watching our coverage. If so, Johnny, call us. We want to do an interview with you as soon as this is all over. Linda, any final predictions here as we wait for word?
Well, it's very interesting with this possible dollar worth of damages. Now, but I have a question here, Stacey. I wonder if the teams know who the verdict was for, because remember, the judge brought them to the bench. They were looking through the verdict form. She obviously had to tell them that there was a verdict in favor of someone, but has to send them back for damages. We can't see the courtroom, so we can't see the body language or what's happening.
That's a good point.
So,
that is a good point.
I wonder whether they know who's won and who is lost, Stacey.
And if they did perhaps see that, I mean, would that be an issue? Would there be any sort of violation of rules or any ethics issues if they saw it before it was read out publicly in court?
Absolutely. Quite frankly, they have a right to see it and to tell their clients. So no, there's no violation. They have to know when the jury has filled out the forms, and they have to know is there a problem.
Judge, if you could mute that for a second,
what
just
she's
mute it.
going to do so they can either lodge an objection or not lodge an objection.
Thank you, Josh. So yeah, this is just a lot of legal mumbo jumbo. I wanted to pull the chat a little bit, just by a show of hands. I know there's not a lot of people here. There's millions of people watching on Law and Crime Network. Just by a show of hands of the folks that are here, who has been watching this trial? Just put your hand up or put a number 1 in the chat if you have been watching this trial. And put a number 2 if you really haven't. I would qualify for a number 2 because I really haven't been watching it. But I do know the background just from hearing it on the news. I want to see how many people here that are watching have been watching it. Sandy Flores has been watching. Urban Fox has been watching. Chrissy has not. I really haven't watched any lengthy period of time with this. And I never even watched an hour's worth of this. Was this a frivolous lawsuit? I think it was a civil lawsuit that was that had validity. Again, two toxic people in a toxic relationship fighting amongst each other, and then money ultimately came into play because once things went south, it seemed like Amber Heard wanted to really hit Johnny Depp in the pocket and got him screwed out of future projects and movies. And you're talking about millions and millions and potentially over the long period of time, multiple millions of dollars. So it all comes back to money, and he claims that it wasn't about money. I think that definitely disrespect was shown on his part by not showing up for this verdict. He was there every day because he had to be legally. But, to me, that's a tough pill to swallow. It's a knock in the face to the people in this district here. And this courthouse was turned upside down for 30 days. And it is what it is. But that's neither here nor there. We're going to hear the verdict. We're going to talk about it. Let's see by a show of hands who is Team Johnny Depp and who is Team Amber Heard. I think I only saw one woman or two women outside the courthouse that were Team Amber Heard, and they were getting attacked by all the Johnny Depp fans. Let me just see how many people are on the side of Johnny Depp and how many are on the side of Amber Heard. Team Johnny, says Monique Soto. Okay. Cat Lover says, I'm on neither side. I'm on neither side. Johnny Depp is arrogant. He got what he wanted. Team Johnny, says Ingrid. Caitlin says they had gotten it approved. They would have. They had gotten it approved. They would have. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh boy, the chat's moving quick. Thank you for that message. Okay, a lot of people are for Johnny Depp. It looks like it is definitely most folks are for Johnny. All right, let's see what these ladies are saying. Let's hear what they're talking about outside the courthouse. And
See
take a
whether
listen
she
in.
smiled or anything like that, but she came in. Obviously, we know Johnny Depp had previously scheduled concerts with Jeff Beck in London, so he's not here. Right. He's watching, we're told, from the UK. So they came in, the jury walked in, they took their seats, they kind of just looked around, slightly not a lot. And then they just kind of focused on the judge. Judge, as Karate calls the lawyers up, she says, you have to assign damages. I think I can safely say if they didn't assign damages and they were supposed to, they found defamatory statements, right?
Right. That's what we have been saying, you know, and Linda agrees with you too. Tell me, first of all, who's in the courtroom, in the audience? Is it a mix of media and regular people, onlookers? Is it completely packed?
You know, it's not as packed as it could be or as it has been. Like there have been a lot of days where it's just totally packed. I was sitting next to a reporter from the UK, another reporter from Courthouse News. We were just, you know, we've talked a lot during this case. We saw some of the local, I would call like more local Depp fans here. I didn't see any Amber Heard supporters up there. That doesn't mean there might not have been one or two there, but I did not see them. And, you know, it's just kind of like, I felt like everybody's just kind of sitting there. They're waiting for the big news.
Yeah. And so it's like almost like, oh, false alarm. I mean, you came back out here. Does that mean you don't think they're going to be back for a bit?
Well,
I just felt
I should come out here and sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath.
Yeah, and Antoinette has her tennis shoes on, by the way, so she is out running for you guys to get you everything you need to know. And don't forget, it's close to 100 degrees out
Yeah,
there.
it's close to 100 degrees. And I swapped the the sandals for the Brooks sneakers. So but I ran out of there as everybody else did, got on the elevator, came out. They obviously have set things up much differently now at the press conference area, and they've put up the I forget what you call them, not barricades, but the little. They've set it up so that the attorneys can walk out in a civilized manner and not be swarmed by people.
Right,
Because
there's barricades because they don't want people rushing them, and those barricades have been set up since yesterday in anticipation.
Josh, could you just lower the volume a little bit so I could talk?
Almost like
for
a red
second?
carpet or something. This is different.
All right,
than
that's good.
barricades.
Good.
This is like
All
a
right, so
front
just let me know in the
storage.
chat if you guys can hear me over the ladies, if you guys can hear me, because I want to just say a couple of things. I don't think anybody's really a winner here because, Johnny Depp, I don't really feel that Johnny Depp wants any money out of this. He kind of wanted her to stop doing what she was doing. And it seemed like, to me, that more of this was about him saying, hey, I was bamboozled here. I'm the victim. But I really do feel strongly that, he did participate back and forth in at least some of the things that I heard him do. He participated in a toxic relationship. And, sometimes it's hard to get out of those relationships. But for somebody who's got millions and millions of dollars, he could have chose to walk away and not engage with her the amount of times that he did. And I think that, again, hindsight's 2020. And if you think about something, going back and thinking how could I do it over, I'm sure that he said to himself, I wish that I just would have left her right away and just not had this cat fight back and forth. He knew she was recording him. It was just ugly. It's an ugly look either way. But we as civilians, we love to see what happens in an argument or a fight. Look at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and New Jersey and all the different Real Housewives shows. Those shows are all based on arguments and fights. That's all they do is argue and fight. And millions of people tune in. This is a look back into the courtroom. I think that they're going to probably be, the judge should be coming out soon. But you know what? I really think that, this is a lose-lose situation. But, Amber just seemed like she just couldn't let go of him without really hitting him below the belt, so to speak. So I think that she definitely hit him below the belt. He at times hit back, and he admitted that he had drug problems. That's been televised to the world about his drug addiction and his different vices that he has and some of the different vices that she has. So this whole thing played out on national television for everybody to see. those two will never be looked at in the same way. But Johnny Depp has a fan base that's very strong. Very, very strong. A fan base that's very strong. And I'm just giving my look. I'm just giving my look at this as an outsider looking in. Hi Jen, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Again, we're all grown-ups here. These aren't children. We're not little school kids. They're all grown-ups. And again, both of them had money. They were not living and eating out of a garbage can, either Amber or Johnny Depp. Tori Hartman is in the chat. Hi, Tori. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. I hope your shiner is all cleared up. Tori Hartman's been watching it all closely. She's probably been maybe covering it, maybe talking about it. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes, Amber, the letter Y says Amber is letting women down who are the real victims. Yeah, man. Just a terrible, it's a terrible look. It's a bad look all around as far as I'm concerned. So it's all good, folks. But we're just waiting for the court to come back into for the judge to come back into court. The jurors didn't fill out the compensation box. So they're going back in to fill out the form. Here we are. Here we go, Josh. Let's get a little volume going. Here's the verdict. It's going to come to you live. It's a train wreck. Yes. Here's the moment we've all been waiting for. The volume is muted. The court is going to have to put that on. Here we go. Excellent comments, by the way. Thank you, chatters. Hey, I'm glad to have you, Julie. Thank you for joining. Lisa Melton is Team Depp. Looks like we have mainly Team Depp here. Here's a look at Amber Heard.
All right.
Red
Mr.
Silk
Foreperson,
says she's very
is this
pretty.
the verdict of the jury?
Yes.
All right. Is it unanimous?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Jamie?
Put a 1 if you think Johnny's going to be in favor of
case
him.
number CL 2019.
Put a 2 for Amber.
2911. Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition, quote, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 2, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1, as to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media use fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword, inflicting them on the public and Mr. Depp. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. 2, as to this statement appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, quite simply, this was an ambush, a hoax. They set Mr. Depp up by calling the cops, but the first attempt did not do the trick. The officers came to the penthouses, thoroughly searched and interviewed, and left after seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Ms. Heard proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, Mr. Waldman, while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false. Answer, yes. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3, as to this statement appearing in the April 27th, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million. As against John C. Depp II, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
All right. Does either side wish to have the jury polled?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Jamie?
Oh, boy.
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Juror number 10.
Yes.
Juror number 15.
Yes.
Juror number 16.
Yes.
Juror number 22. Yes. Juror number 27.
Yes.
Juror number 29.
Yes.
All right. I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your service in this case. I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial. And I know I speak for everybody here when I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
So there you have it, friends. Yeah, Amber Heard, on all counts, did not win. And you heard it right here, live on Crime Time with DutyRon. Would anybody have predicted that I would
In
have covered
accordance with
this?
law, I will amend the punitive damages award to the statutory cap of $350,000 on Mr. Depp's award, okay? I will set this down for entry of an order. And can we do it on June 24th at 10 a.m. if that's available? All right,
Yes,
if Mr. Chu, if you could prepare that order and then circulate it to Ms. Bretterhoff, and we can have all the objections noted on it. All right?
We'll do that, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, and if I get it before that date, I'll take it off the docket, okay? All right, again, thank you to all the attorneys for your professionalism, and you're welcome to come to my courtroom anytime. Well, give me a few weeks, but then you can come anytime, okay? All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
court is adjourned.
Wow.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
I just want to see this look on her face here. Wow. Straight out to the car that's waiting for her. I'm sure she'll be whisked right away. There's going to be a statement probably outside by the attorneys now, outside of the courthouse. Here's the dream team for Johnny. They have become celebrities in their own right as well. So again, you know, this is over. They won. Even if Johnny has to pay $2 million, that's like a Happy Meal at McDonald's for him. So it is. Look, these are hugs of victory right here happening in the courtroom as we're watching here Johnny Depp's representation celebrating a big victory, a big V for victory here today in the courtroom. So, yeah, her team was not that sharp. He definitely had a pretty huge edge when it came to his legal counsel. She had a lot of buffoonery going on there, especially that psychologist that they put on and was making all those faces. That was pretty comical to see that. I actually almost wanted to go live and talk about that while that was happening, but I thought it would just be too much of a mockery of that man. But he made a fool of himself on the stand on his cross-examination. It was just unbelievable. So we're waiting to hear outside what the lawyers will say. But, I think that's going to be forthcoming now. They're going to cut this live feed in the courtroom. You guys won't be seeing this anymore. I know a lot of YouTubers won't be happy that they won't be able to
where you can see
play.
these fans,
Here we
as I
go.
said, every time a judgment was read in favor of Johnny Depp, a huge crowd cheers went up here. The crowd cheering Johnny, Johnny, clearly heavily tilted in favor of Johnny Depp outside the courtroom right now. And so they're still standing outside. I imagine they are going to be here waiting for Johnny Depp's legal team to come out. As I was talking about just a few minutes ago with Anjanette, the lawyers themselves have basically earned celebrity status during the course of this trial. The judge sending jurors back into the jury room one more time before they are dismissed. Linda, do you think we're going to hear anything from Amber Heard?
Well, she came to the courthouse, so I assume that she will give a press conference. So they'll say they're going to appeal the verdict. They'll say that she was vindicated. Remember, this case has a lot of spin going on with it. But she's going to be asked the question: is how do you feel about the jury not believing your claims against Johnny Depp that he is he was the abuser? It turns out he was the victim, and she's not going to be happy with that question. I don't think there's an answer she can give that can spin that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's no question we're going to hear from her legal team. Maybe they'll take some questions. My guess is if she were to come out, and that's a big if because this is a pro Johnny Depp crowd out here.
She's not coming out there.
Maybe she would make a brief prepared statement and then be like immediately ushered into a car by security. I don't think she's going to be doing any kind of press conference answering any major questions right now. Depp's team, on the other hand, I expect they will be. Again, for those who are just tuning in, the verdicts, I should say, not the verdict, but the verdicts are in, and Johnny Depp, the clear winner here, the jury determining that Amber Heard did defame him on all 3 counts that were being considered in her 2018 Washington Post op-ed. And joining us now is the one, the only, Dan Abrams, the founder of the Law and Crime Network, with us. Dan, give me your reaction.
There he is, Dan.
First of all, we have to say, wow. I mean, I'm sitting in a car watching this live stream, just like 3 million plus others have been on the Law and Crime Network. And the fact that Johnny Depp won on all 3 of the counts is pretty amazing. Remember, this is a case where he sued a publication in London where the standard is harder to win. And a judge came back and said, no, he believed that Johnny Depp was a, quote, wife beater on 12 of 14 counts. Now you have a jury here of 7 people, 5 men and 2 women, coming back and saying that Johnny Depp was defamed on all 3 of the counts. I mean, this, I think, is a real surprise to a lot of people. Now, I had talked about previously the possibility of both of them, quote unquote, winning. But I think this, quote, win for Amber Heard is really a token win. Putting aside the money, right? Putting aside the fact that it's $15 million for him, $2 million for her, that's not just the issue here. You know, it sounds like the issue the jurors had with the statement made by the lawyer for Johnny Depp was about the fact that she got together with her friends, effectively conspiring. So maybe they didn't believe that aspect of it. But it seems to me that the takeaway from this case is these jurors believed Johnny Depp and they didn't believe Amber Heard. I don't think there is any other way to interpret all of these verdicts together.
Yeah, and Dan, I think that's a really good point, because the statement in which the jurors found for Amber Heard was a longer one that Adam Waldman made, in which he said, talking about Amber and her friend setting Johnny Depp up, and to your point saying, yeah, so Amber and her friend spilled a little wine, they roughed up the place, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, then placed a second call to 911. So perhaps the jurors didn't believe that whole sort of collaboration, right, conspiring happened. Would you say that then this is not a total loss for Amber Heard, though?
I think it's a total loss for Amber Heard. I mean, it's better.
I agree.
I mean, it's better that she won that one aspect of it than if she didn't win anything. Her team can now try and spin it and suggest that it was, both sides and people didn't believe either. But in the end, I mean, when we talk to these jurors, and I'm sure that some of them will talk, they're going to tell you, I feel confident that they're going to tell you that they simply did not believe Amber Heard. Because remember, it's not that she won on all three of the counts with regard to her countersuit either. I mean, basically the jurors had come back and said, he wins on all counts and she wins on all counts, then I'd have a different answer for you. But because they said he wins on all counts, but she just wins on this one issue, it seems to me that I don't see how those jurors believe on questions 2 and 3 with regard to Johnny Depp, not just the sexual violence claim, but the rest of it. I don't see how those jurors come back and say that he was defamed and that there was any sort of equivalency here. If he was defamed by that statement and Amber Heard did not win on those countersuits with regard to calling it a hoax, etc., these jurors clearly believed Johnny Depp and didn't believe Amber Heard.
Yeah, Dan, let me stop you here, because our 3.5 or so million viewers, 3 million viewers on YouTube, some people have some concerns. They want to make sure that you are not driving. Like so many people, I'm sure you stopped whatever you were doing when you heard a verdict was coming at 3 o'clock. You picked up your phone and dialed into YouTube, right?
I'm in the back seat of a car. I'm not actually driving.
Right. He's not at the wheel, guys. He's in the back seat of a car. He's safe. Everyone on the road is safe. Dan's a lawyer. He wouldn't endanger himself and others. Let's
All right,
talk
Josh,
about the appeal. Is Amber Heard going to
just
appeal
mute
this,
this.
Dan?
You can. Again, listen, folks. I wanted to bring you the verdict, and I did that. I refuse to during the course of this trial cover it on the YouTube channel. There's too many more important things for. Hold on a second. All right. So there's too many important things that I needed to cover with missing person cases, with escaped inmates and things of that nature. So I took the high road and I chose not to cover this case. There was tons of YouTube channels that were covering it. If you needed to go and watch it, you go over there and you followed it. For 29 days or 30 days or whatever it was, I was not going to clog up my YouTube channel with covering this, even though now here with the verdict, I felt that I could just squeeze in 40 minutes and show you. And I did that today. So if you're new and just joining and your first time on here, please hit that subscribe button. I am a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. So if you like all things true crime related from a police perspective, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Tonight I'll be live at 8:30 p.m. with Dave Rader from EquiSearch Midwest. We're going to be talking about Summer Wells and the search, the 1 year recap. It's June 1st. In 14 short days, it's going to be 1 year that little girl went missing. So watch us tonight, 8:30 p.m. on Crime Time with DutyRon. I have the video scheduled. I'll link it down below. I got to get back to work. Peace and love from Crime Time with DutyRon. Thank you so much for everyone joining. Thank you to the moderators, the replay viewers, the super chatters, and all the folks that have positively engaged in the comment section. Also, I want to say God bless the world, God bless the United States of America, and God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their families. They need us now more than ever. So let's give them thanks and praise, and let's support them and get behind them as much as we can, the families of the victims. Peace from New York. And Johnny Depp is successful in winning on all counts but one. Amber Heard is walking out of that courtroom with her head hanging low. So thank you for joining. I'll see you tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Peace and love from DutyRon.